Very good morning. This is GHOne News with me, Araba Aidoo, leading the bulletin this morning. President Mahama appoints NDC Communications Director Sammy Gyamfi as Acting Managing Director of Precious Minerals Marketing Company to see to the creation of Gold Board. Women to constitute 28% of ministerial nominees as President Mahama makes 25 ministerial appointments. And supporters of Aidoo are unhappy about his nomination as Education Minister, despite education think tanks deeming him fit for the position. We have details of this and more stories coming up. Please stay. Thanks for staying. I am Araba Aidoo, and remember, as always, we are streaming on X and on Facebook at GHOne TV, and we begin the bulletin with some presidential appointments. As President John Dramani Mahama has named NDC's National Communications Director Sammy Gyamfi as the Acting Managing Director of the state-owned Precious Minerals Marketing Company, that's PMMC. His appointment was announced in a press statement issued by the presidency on Thursday, 17th January 2025. Now, Sammy Gyamfi will be responsible for the establishment of the Ghana Gold Board, which is a key pledge in the NDC's 2024 manifesto. The Gold Board is expected to play a significant role in the government's broader economic revitalization agenda. The creation of the Gold Board will be carried out under the guidance of the Minister of Finance. It is intended to ensure the sustainable management and marketing of Ghana's gold resources, delivering maximum benefits to the Ghanaian people. Now, key areas of focus will include formalizing the small-scale gold mining sector and providing essential support services for the mining industry. Sammy Gyamfi is a lawyer and economic policy analyst. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science and a Bachelor of Laws degrees, both obtained from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. So that's what you have there, the appointment of Sammy Gyamfi to head the PMMC that came as of yesterday. Let's stay a little further on the presidential appointment, as President has also made more ministerial nominees, bringing the total number of appointees to 25. The appointment of Tamale South MP Aidoo as Education Minister-Designate has left many surprised and his supporters unhappy. His nomination is not necessarily a surprise, but the ministry he is heading to never came up in conversations about his possible nomination. Here are some supporters speaking to GHOne News.
We expected to appoint as Trade Ministry or Defense Minister. All the same, we hope he will deliver.
We thank God is good, but that's not the real one we are preferring, but we thank God. We hope he will deliver as we can. He can.
Now, the former minority leader and a former communications minister between 2009 and 2013 is heading to the ministry plagued by a mirage of issues. They include the feeding crisis in the senior high schools and infrastructural challenges resulting in the double-track system. Another is the occasional strikes by various unions in the sector. even before he's approved, the National Association of Graduate Teachers, that's NAGRAT, is urging the Minister-Designate to consult stakeholders in decision-making if he's approved. But the Institute for Education Studies, that's IFEST, says Haruna Idrisu is fit to head the Education Ministry given his track record. Speaking to GHOne News, Executive Director of the Institute, Dr. Peter Pate Anti, hopes Haruna Idrisu reforms the educational sector.
I think that he's someone who listens. I think that he's someone who's got a lot of experience, and I think that he's someone who's got a considerable good human relations. So I think he fits into the kind of person who can move our education to the next level. Although he was not part of the people I was expecting, I think that it's a good choice, and we believe that he will be able to bring his experience to bear in the sector. You know that he has been a Minister of Labour and I think Employment and Labour Relations before, and you know that in our sector a lot of agitations normally happens. You hear of this association go on strike, hear of that. So with his experience in navigating labor issues, I think he's brought in to ensure that there's a lot of stability in the labor front in the education sector. I'm also saying that he's also headed the Ministry of Trade and Industry. So he has a considerable idea about the needs of the Ghanaian industry. And I think that he will also be able to bring that experience to bear in relation to linking academia to industry. So we are expectant, and we are hoping that he will be able to help transform the education sector that we experience now.
Now, still on the ministerial appointees, President Mahama has appointed 7 women out of the 25 ministerial appointments announced so far. They include 12 ministers of state, 13 regional ministers. Now, out of these, 18 are men and 7 women, representing the number of women appointed so far to 28%. Now, they include Dr. Agnes Namomolate, who is heading to the Gender, Children and Social Protection Ministry. Now, Abla Zifa Gomashi is Minister-Designate for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. Emilia Arthur, Minister-Designate for Fisheries and Aquaculture. Elizabeth Ofosu is heading to Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, while Rita Akosia Ajay Awete is heading to the Eastern Region as the Regional Minister. Charity Gardner will be the Ahafo Regional Minister, and then Linda Oklu is Greater Accra Regional Minister Designated. So these are the 7 women that have been appointed so far by the President John Dramani Mahama. Now, the Affirmative Action Law aims to promoting gender equality and women empowerment by addressing the systematic barriers that have hindered women in Ghanaian society by appointing at least 30% of women in ministerial and managerial positions. Now, the convener for the Affirmative Action Bill Coalition, Sheila Menka Premu, has lauded the ministerial appointment of 7 women by President John Dramani Mahama, acknowledging the Affirmative Action Law is in full swing. However, she added that the public has a high expectations of the 7 women, especially the Minister Designated for Gender, Children and Social Protection.
In the numbers so far, 28% of those who have been appointed by the current president. It's quite a good story, I must say. And it's in line with the requirements of the Affirmative Action Gender Equity Act of 2024, Act 1121, which indicates that from the time the law comes into effect, which was in 2024, up to the year 2026, at least 30% of appointees, as far as the executive is concerned, there should be some kind of gender balance. Because women are sort of lower in numbers, so the gender balance would be the increase in the numbers of women. From the profiles I've seen so far, they all seem to be well educated, at least a minimum of first degrees for most of them. Quite a number of them have second degrees and have specialization in certain areas. So for me, it's a good sign. And we are hoping that as the numbers increase, we would also see an increase in the number of women, so that we would have achieved one of the main objectives of the law as far as the short-term objective is concerned. Women are capable if given the opportunity. It signals that we have women who are also competent and feel themselves able to fill some of these sort of challenging positions. For me, they're also going to serve as ambassadors for other women, because if they are able to live, I would even say up to expectations, beyond expectations, it's going to open more doorways for other women to be also given the opportunity to go to otherwise challenging positions. So we are really praying that they would enter the places where the opportunities that have been given to them, they will learn as much as they can and also be in a position to perform.
Now, away from the ministerial appointees, parents of students at the GHOne cluster of schools are worried about the introduction of a shift system following a devastating fire that destroyed parts of the school during the December 7 general elections. Now, they questioned the reliance on a shift system in a 21st century educational setting, citing concerns about its impact on their daily lives and children's education. Mary Apia has more in this report.
The aftermath of the fire is evident here at the GHOne cluster of schools. Charred classrooms and damaged furniture are a stark reminder of the tragedy that unfolded during December's general elections. Some classrooms in the school, which served as storehouses for ballot papers in the disputed Ablekumanot elections, were burnt. The school's library, science laboratory were also affected. The unrehabilitated classrooms have left school authorities with no other choice than to run a shift system. Parents told the news team that the new development is a major worry for them.
It is affecting my business. I used to go to work in the morning by 6:37 and come to home 6 in the evening. But this time around, I have to close early and come this hour. Look at the hour now. It's 12 o'clock. And come to pick them.
The best Laban said they're doing the shifting the behind you will be on no man, Jennifer, and pass your Beko school every year. Or Batan or Beko, you say the Beko school be or who was about or ma phone. In Scalapane, the Batan send about Beko school and a prior bottom say, or Benumen de Behadre,
a behind Kakra because you say ye jai shifts no so many years. And as you see, because of the problem now, Banitina shift number. Abani Babishi school. Na say obesi ne fofra mayen ana say obepe bebia mankolano nanka woma kusua de wo honom for the meantime.
The shift system, which divides students into morning and afternoon groups, is to ease pressure on the limited number of classrooms left. But teachers who spoke on condition of anonymity say they have also been affected by the current development because they have to rush through the day's teaching activities, especially for the morning shifts.
The time is too short for us to come to school. We have to come to school before 7 o'clock. So the teachers put pressure on us for the other schools to come. Every time I see that burn place and I'm very scared.
Now they close at 5. So when they are going, it's difficult for them to board the car. Because nowadays it's difficult for them to board the car because from 5 going, the cars won't be going to every place. So for the primary, it's really difficult for them.
Meanwhile, students are calling on the government and stakeholders to come to their aid. School authorities refuse to speak on the matter at the time of our visit. It is past 12 here at the GHOne cluster of schools, and the first batch of students have closed to make way for the second batch. Now, as students continue to navigate these challenging conditions, parents, teachers, and pupils alike, the hope remains that swift action will be taken to restore the school back to its former state. For GHOne News, Mary Appiah.
Now, an audit report on the Electricity Company of Ghana's revenue collection accounts has revealed instances of under-declaration of revenue and misreporting. The audit, sanctioned by the Ministry of Energy and carried out by PwC on the last quarter of 2023, showed the ECG failed to declare over 1 billion cedis of monies present in its bank statement in the PULC and players in the energy space. The rippling effect of these under-declaration was a corresponding underpayment to independent power producers. So that's the information, that's the graphics that you see on your screens there. And that's it for GA Today News with me, Araba Aidoo. For more news, log on to starfm.com.gh.